I don't want
Yeah,
drama, man. It's Monday. Let's start out good. Let's smoke and have a good time and have a good
we
adult
going to.
conversation, you know?
Yeah, we going to, and I'm gonna
Yeah.
hit this. But man, you got a story. You
Dude,
brought this up. This one hit us live on the press this morning, did not?
yeah, believe it or not,
What you
more
got?
celebrity herb. And I know everybody's like, oh, but Snoop is starting the death row line of cannabis. And the person he partnered up with, a guy named AK, is actually legit, is about his shit, and actually cares about growing and is growing stuff from exotic genetics and archive. And a quote from what he said is, I would rather have, I think you got to scroll down a little bit to win because I don't have great memory. I think he said, I'd rather have 10% THC and or 10% terpenes and 20%. There it is. There it is. Yeah. I'd smoke a flower that was 6% terpenes and 10% THC over something that was 20% THC and no terps. Just that alone. Just that alone. I'm like, okay, okay. There's stuff that they're talking about. They said it's higher THC, but the main numbers they talked about is it tests 2 to 4% terpenes. So the fact that they're talking about terpenes, they
Yeah,
might break the stigma for celebrity flower, in my
I,
opinion, at least.
I doubt it, but I think you're on the right track. No one knows anything about weed when it comes to celebrity status. They're just selling what's willing to pay. But I'm not going to be cynical. I think fucking Death Row Records, like, let's go, baby. This is a brand we're all well familiar with, or at least you and I are, anyways. Um, this is a brand that I think I could stand behind. Snoop Dogg at the forefront. Man, if there's anyone that's going to tell me that they're going to focus on terpenes and flower production and just the overall benefits, greatness of the plant, I'm in, man. I'm in.
Yeah.
THC CBD isn't even well, it's not that it's not a conversation because I think we'd be doing some harm by just not talking THC and CBD. It's just that there's a bigger conversation to be had, man.
That's, I think, the
So
argument. People get, like, our last video on from the stash, people were a little bit in their feels, being like, no, THC is important. It's like, yeah, it is. It is. It just isn't the determining factor of quality or of potency or of effect.
right, full
It's a
stop.
factor.
Full stop. You're right.
Yeah.
It's just a factor, man. You and I
I
have had
think
this
that,
conversation. Go,
go ahead.
sorry.
You do it.
You and I have had this conversation 100 times. I've been smacked in the face by a 12% THC, and I've been left wanting more from a 30% THC. So it's just not the entire conversation. Go ahead.
And that's the biggest difference is I feel like when you have stuff that you enjoy more than just like the numbers that you see on the bag and there's an actual feeling to it, it's different versus like what you're being told you should enjoy because you got to try it. You know what I'm saying? Now, when the price point's crazy, it's tough. They're talking like they're going to be putting, I don't know if it's per gram or per eighth, but they're saying they're going to be doing stuff that's 30 to 40 per unit. And they're only
30
dropping
to
off
40
40
what?
pounds to the cookies store
Oh,
total.
price. Price.
Yeah, before
Yeah.
tax, 30 to
Yeah.
40. So, I mean, it could be some fry. They're only going to have it in Burtwood, it looks like. And they're only dropping 40 pounds off total. Right now, they've got 50 licensed lights. So, like, it's a small fucking grow. This is all small. Like, this isn't a big batch. And I think that's why it's going to be good. Snoop's realized, like, hey, we can't just go with the company that'll provide it. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have to go with a company that's going to bring us some quality smoke. And partnering with a guy like AK is, I think, going to be a lot different than partnering with like a Redwood, who all they do is celebrity brands. So it's just a churn and burn factory for flour.
Money, money.
This is,
Yep.
yeah, it's all money. This is somebody who looks like he partnered with someone who's really in the community and really about this shit. The fact that you can only get it in San Bernardino and La Mesa at the moment is kind of cool. I like the exclusivity. You know what I'm saying? The fact that they're not putting it all everywhere, and then eventually they're going to have it in a dozen stores in SoCal. So that's going to be and at total it says they're going to stay below 50 pounds to focus on quality.
That's
Batches will
A1.
stay below 50 pounds. Like,
That
that's
is
crazy to me,
A1.
dude.
That's A1. That's somebody who's focused on quality assurance. Because how can you be focused on quality assurance? Don't pump out so much product that you can't assure its quality. You know what I mean? Like, that's it. That's it. So this is something I'm going to get behind. This is something I'm going to get behind and I'm really excited for. And I
We'll
think come
see.
LA 23, we're going to have to take a look at this.
I was just going to say, we'll see when we go back out there because honestly, like, I'll go out of my way to try this.
Absolutely. Yeah,
Terp scores
absolutely.
will be indicated on the bag. Like, you like how it says that right there? Like, I just like the fact that, they're really about it. At least they're
Now,
saying it. Everybody talks that, so we'll see when it comes out. But this is a great plan to start with, in my
it's
opinion.
it's nice to see a brand that like this is nostalgia. You know, I've got the feeling of, Death Row Records, early 90s to mid 90s, label, put out some of the biggest names in hip hop, gangster rap, and, a lot of beef. There's big stories around Death Row Records. But anyways, I'm going to digress because I think this is something that TVL could just dive into all fucking day.
Oh
But
yeah, Death Row.
this is something where it's like I feel that I can stand behind, and it's sure enough. Yeah, I might be just a sucker for a brand, but it's like, Mike Tyson. Okay, sure.
It wasn't
Seth
good
Rogen.
in Vegas. It was good in
Okay.
Michigan. I
You know,
just
I'm
had
just.
some.
It's just like, yeah, we can be behind the brands, but many of them haven't delivered. I've got my hopes up on this one. I got my hopes up on this one.
Well, when you look at the market right now, I feel like California is very into extracts. So there's a specific flower market, and if you're going to come out there with the same booth that's already been out there, I don't think it's going to move. So this is whether this is ethics or it's a business plan. I really think that it's going to do good, honestly. And this is somebody who's not on the sidelines even. I'm in the industry, and I see the way we do things as a small company. This is even smaller than what we do as a family-owned small company. So this is like a home grow, fucking 50 pounds.
Almost a craft. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like this
very
could be
craft.
like the
'Cause, like,
essence of craft.
well, like my largest,
Snoop
when I had
with
a
craft.
a larger caregiver girl, my largest we pulled was like almost 30 pounds. So there's definitely, this is not much larger, and that was just a big ass basement. Well,
Right.
kind of, yeah. There's a
Hey, think
basement of a
about
place.
I've got one plant. I'm going to harvest a pound off that. You know what I'm thinking? So this is just 50 of those. It's just like, wow. No, this is impressive. Hats off. Yeah, this is big. Curious what you guys think when it comes to this. Are you going to buy the hype? Are you going to buy the hype? Are you going to be suckers for the name like Rob and I, or or are you a little more critical? I'm excited that someone who knows weed, and let's be real, Snoop knows weed, man. Like, come on, the guy's been smoking blunts every single day for 35 plus years, 40 years, because he's in his 50, like he's almost 60 if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, OG Snoop.
So it's like this guy knows, man. This guy knows, and I'm interested to see what he's got to say. So,
Oh yeah.
yep.
I'm
Curious what
excited
you
for
guys
it.
have to say.